Come see us on tour. We're going to be in Bakersfield, San Jose, California, Buffalo, New York, Toledo, Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Glasgow, Manchester, Belfast, Dublin, Liverpool, Birmingham, and London. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. We're here with our special guest, Stephen Gardner, and we're going to talk about the Wisconsin judge that was arrested for illegally obstructing and helping a criminal get away from the police. That's what happened. And there she is, that they arrested her. And I'm confused, though. Is she just going into prison because she looks like she's just getting out after a 50-year stretch? I don't know.
Did CNN take that video?
But so here, the Democrats are distorting what happened. And you see it all over the place. Again, this is the wrong fight. They're fighting the wrong fight. If you want to fight Trump on immigration, you fight him on due process. You don't fight him over a judge clearly breaking the law for a criminal, a person who was a wife beater and an illegal, already deported from the country once. But here is Robert Reich, who's a partisan of the highest order. He's a vote blue no matter who, die in the wool Democrat, and can never tell the truth about Trump if it goes against his partisan leanings. And so here's what he's saying about this case. So in case if you don't know about the case, I'm going to explain it in a second. But here's what he's saying.
Look at Kash Patel. I mean, of all the people who you don't want to be put in the position of FBI director, that is one of them.
So that, again, that's just another garbage right off the bat. Yeah, the last guy in the world. Oh, really? Because the last FBI directors were such choir boys? They're all criminals. They all pulled a hoax. They concocted. They framed the president as a traitor to our country with Russiagate. Completely made up. You mean those guys should have been the police? So again, it's just this is just garbage partisanship, and half the country, at least or more, is onto it. Okay. So that's his start. His jumping off point is complete bullshit. Okay, so here we go.
Just yesterday about the fact that the FBI had arrested a judge. Dugan was her last name. Hannah Dugan. Mm-hmm. How can the FBI arrest a judge just because because
she broke the law? That's why judges get arrested all the time. It doesn't happen every day, but as Glenn Greenwald said, it doesn't happen once a century. It's normal. It's a normal thing. Judges, in fact, Joe Biden on his way out of office pardoned a judge that they had put in prison because he was putting teenagers in prison and he was being paid off by the private prison. He was illegally put. So this happens this is not new. So him saying, he arrested a judge? Oh my me, where's my fainting couch? As if this never happens. This happens all the time. So again, two lies. You have to start off your argument about the judge in Wisconsin with two complete lies. Pretending this never happens, and this is against the Constitution. And the first lie, he said, that Kash Patel's the word, you should never be allowed. Okay, so here we go.
They're trying to make sure that immigrants have access, even if they have no papers, even if they are undocumented, they have access to a courthouse. That's what judges ideally are supposed to do. You arrest a judge? How can the FBI, how can the administration, the executive branch, arrest a judge, an Article III judge? Well, we're getting into very dangerous territory.
Yeah, it wasn't dangerous when the entire FBI and the Clinton campaign and the media framed the president as being a traitor to our country with a conspiracy theory called Russiagate, that wasn't. But this is where it's dangerous, when a judge breaks the law and they arrest that judge. By the way, that's called the rule of law. That's how it's supposed to work. And just to get you caught up, if you don't know the ins and outs of the case, I'll give it to you. Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Hannah Dugan was arrested by the FBI April 25th, 2025, and charged with two federal offenses: obstructing a proceeding and concealing an individual to prevent arrest. The charges stem from an incident on April 18th, 2025, when the federal agents, including the ICE, the FBI, and the DEA, they arrived at the Milwaukee County Courthouse to arrest a guy named Eduardo Flores Ruiz, a Mexican national facing misdemeanor battery charges in Dugan's courtroom. According to the criminal complaint, Dugan became visibly angry upon learning of the agents' presence and their intent to arrest Flores Ruiz, who was in the U.S. illegally, and had been previously deported. So the Biden administration deports this guy. He sneaks back into, and she's pissed off that they're coming to enforce the law. So you said she's visibly angry. I don't know. Maybe that's just her resting face. Who knows? Anyway, the complaint alleges that Dugan confronted the agents in a public hallway, demanded that they leave, and insisted they needed a judicial warrant. They had an administrative warrant. She directed the agents to speak with the chief judge. Then allegedly, this is what she did. She escorted the criminal, Flores Ruiz, and his attorney out of the courtroom through a jury door. So she's sneaking the guy out to a non-public area, bypassing the hallway where agents were waiting. Witnesses, including Dugan, the judge's own courtroom deputy, said that she said something like, "Wait, come with me," to Flores Ruiz as he attempted to exit through a public door. She's like, no, don't go out there. That's where the agents are. Come with me. I'm going to take you through a private secret place so you could sneak past the law enforcement agents who are here to arrest you for being here illegally, even after you were deported once already. Federal agents later apprehended Flores Ruiz outside the courthouse after a foot chase. FBI Director Kash Patel stated that Dugan intentionally misdirected agents, creating increased danger to the public. The Trump administration, including Attorney General Pam Bondi, framed the arrest as a signal that officials obstructing immigration enforcement would face prosecution. Dugan's actions were seen as interfering with federal efforts to detain an undocumented immigrant, escalating tensions between the administration and the local judiciary. Dugan was released on her own recognizance after a court appearance, and her attorney, Stephen Biskupic, stated she would defend herself vigorously and expects exoneration. If convicted, she faces up to 6 years in prison. So, everything points to, even people on CNN and MSNBC are saying, yeah, she did this and it's illegal. But people are misframing it all over the place. I'll show you one more misframing. Here's that paid shill for the Democratic Party, Brooklyn Dad Defiant, and I'm not making that up. It's legit. It's been confirmed he's a paid shill. So he's just a shill for the Democratic Party, and he tweets this out. He goes, "For the people celebrating the weaponized arrest, of Judge Hannah Dugan by the Trump administration because she, quote, broke the law, just remember that it was also used to be against the law to hide folks like Anne Frank." Yeah, German Nazi law. Not the United States Constitution. He goes, "Which side of history are you on?" "I'm on the side of the American Constitution." And he puts, that's the judge. That's a nice picture of her. And then that's Anne Frank. So completely misframing what's going on. And Margot Cleveland, she nails it. She says, "For idiots comparing Judge Dugan to those hiding Anne Frank, just remember Anne Frank was an innocent child who was hidden to protect her from Nazis who wanted to kill her because she was Jewish, while Dugan hid someone who had been previously deported from America, committed a felony by re-entering, and was charged with 3 counts of domestic abuse resulting in pain or injury. And she hid him to help him escape being sent to his own country, and in doing so delayed the criminal proceedings against him while his innocent victims waited in the courtroom." And so now they're outside that courtroom protesting, the Democrats, because they don't look through the propaganda. They have no idea what they're even protesting. And what I said, FYI, this fake outrage only helps Trump. Judges are arrested all the time. Even CNN agrees this judge broke the law and her arrest was warranted. So does MSNBC. And so does the New York Times. The judge dismissed charges and let him out the back door. A man who was previously kicked out of the U.S. by Biden and was in court for domestic violence. So let me throw it over to our guest, Stephen Gardner. What do you have to say about this complete misframing on purpose by Democrats, the Democratic Party, and the propaganda? Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you. Robert Reich, he'll never say anything good about Donald Trump. He could cure cancer and he would say it costs too much in materials or something stupid. But, the picture of the judge, I was mistaken because the whole reason that he was in front of her was because he had punched in someone's face
Yes.
30 times. I thought that was the person whose face got punched in.
No.
That was actually the judge. The reason that he was here in the United States was because he had beaten his girlfriend so bad that she was hospitalized. His other charges down in Mexico: strangulation, suffocation, battery, and domestic abuse on family members. This is who the Democrats are now rallying for? Like Jack the Ripper, the great strangler of Mexico, the guy that punched someone in the face 30 times because they asked him to turn down his music. This judge, I mean, she's been punched in the head 30 times. This is crazy. Why wouldn't you make somebody heroic the centerpiece of your protest? Instead, they make these crazy, violent people the ones that they're like, it's the hill that they're willing to die for, or to die on. Really? A guy that like is in trouble for strangling people, suffocating people, punching people in the face 30 times. I'll tell you this, Jimmy. If Eileen Cannon, the judge in Florida that had overseen the Mar-a-Lago documents case, if she had been arrested, every Democrat in mainstream media, it would have been all over the news all day long about how heroic and just that was. And to say that we never arrest judges, that'd be like saying we never arrest senators. Well, guess what? Remember when they arrested Gold Bar's Bob Menendez?
Yeah.
And then he went through proper court proceeding. And guess what? That dude was stacking gold bars because he was being bought off. So you only arrest people when they break the law. And this lady, she was aiding and abetting somebody who literally was standing in her courtroom for punching someone in the face over 30 times. That's my thoughts.
It's just remarkable to see how both sides can F up what they're doing, right? So Trump, by denying due process to some of those people, is undermining his immigration program. And the Democrats, by championing a judge who's obviously breaking the law and lying about it and misframing the issue, are undermining their own case. The Democrats and those people out there protesting, it's like, hey, why are you here? Because the TV told us. The TV told us. The Democrats have nothing else to be right about, and they know it. So they all pile on when someone on TV gives them the go-ahead, because that's where they get all their truth from the TV.
Yeah, look at the sign in the picture behind you. ICE in our courtroom erodes public trust. No, it doesn't. No. If there's an illegal immigrant criminal that needs to be deported, where else are you going to get him? Wait till he's picking up a Little Caesars pizza or something?
I 100%. It seems crazy that, again, this is the stupidity of the Democratic Party and the people who are just have Trump derangement syndrome, and whatever the TV tells them, they're just going to do. Well, no, they told me it was bad. It was bad. This guy did you know that guy punched his girlfriend in the face 30 times? Do you know he was already deported once by the Biden administration? Do you know he stuck back in illegally, which is a felony? Do you know that he's strangled somebody? And do you understand? Do you know any of this? And I bet if you asked them, they'd be like, no, I didn't know any of that. I would love to. I wish I lived in Milwaukee so I could go interview some of those people, because they don't know any of that. And I would love to hear what their response would be to that. I bet it would be, duh, Trump bad, duh. 1775 and Rumble just launched the first anti-aging coffee. And no, it's not brewed in Fauci's lab, though it will make you feel younger without the side effects of government advice. They dropped 1,000 longevity bundles, blew through most of them, and after watching freedom lovers panic harder than CNN on election night, they extended the sale and added a few more. Once this deal is gone, it's gone, like your trust in the FDA. For $99, you're getting over our $250 value, 2 bags of longevity coffee infused with Cal-AKG to support cellular health and reduce biological age. And yes, they'll be selling biological age tests soon just to prove it. Plus, an ultra-rare pea berry roast that makes up less than 5% of global crops, kind of like honest politicians. and exclusive merch that screams, I don't shop at Target anymore. All of it, specialty grade, single origin, small batch. This isn't your sleepy chain store coffee. It's for people who read food labels and voted before mail-in ballots were cool. If you believe in America, in freedom, and in not settling for weak corporate nonsense, this is your coffee. Every dollar you spend gets you one entry to win a Cybertruck and 30 grand in cash, eh? That's 99 entries locked in. And with less than a month left, this bundle guarantees you a real shot. Head to 1775coffee.com/door and grab yours before the last bundle's gone. Fuel up, live long, and start your morning with coffee that stands for something. Come see us on tour. We're going to be in Bakersfield, San Jose, California, Buffalo, New York, Toledo, Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Glasgow, Manchester, Belfast, Dublin, Liverpool, Birmingham, and London. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.